The fishing news is brought to you by Interlux Marine Paint and Okuma.
Hey there, Toby Lapinski for the New England edition of the Fisherman magazine with this week's web video fishing forecast for New England. I'd like to start off by thanking everyone who came out to see us at the New England Fishing Outdoor Expo this past weekend in Boxboro, Massachusetts. It was our first time there. It was a great show. We're happy to be a part of it. Looking forward, our next shows are going to be the CMTA Hartford Boat Show. That's February 9, 10, 11, and 12 up in Hartford, Connecticut. And then starting on that same weekend, we have the New England Boat Show in Boston, Massachusetts. That runs from Saturday, February 11th through Sunday, February 19th. That's a full week and a half long show, so we'll look forward to being back in that one. I'll have more info on both of those shows, our booth numbers and so on in next week's video report. Or in the meantime, you can always check out our events calendar online for all of the events in your area. All right, moving on into the reports. We're going to start off, as always, in Connecticut. And prior to this cold snap that we've got that hit us midweek, there wasn't any real ice to speak of in Connecticut, with anglers, however, taking advantage of the open water opportunities to be had for everything from pike to perch. Remember, if your local pond remains ice-free, then why not fish it from shore, boat, or kayak? Just remember to dress for the weather, especially if you're getting out onto the boat or kayak. You know, those same fish that you'd normally be targeting below a hole with jigs and tip-ups are equally susceptible to a lure or shiner cast from shore or fished behind your boat. And, you know, along those lines, trout fishing has been excellent and remains open statewide throughout February, as well as through the TMAs from there on out. Just as always, be sure to consult the Angler's Guide to verify the regulations in your chosen water body. Also, lastly, down along the coast, the tidal rivers are still producing some striped bass for those guys looking to get out. All right, moving on into Rhode Island, the majority of the cod boats only managed to sail once or twice in the last week and a half. But when guys like the Francis fleet made it out both this Monday and Tuesday, they reported excellent results with lots and lots of fish landed, lots of limit catches, and the pool on both of those trips just shy of 20 pounds. Looking forward, the weekend isn't looking great right now, but if the weather takes just a slight turn for the better, then the boat should be able to get out. And as good as it was, this quick little sailing window we had at the beginning of the week, I advise you to get out and fish. But if cod fishing isn't your thing, then why not give the Narragansett Surfcasters 4th Annual Used Tackle Sale and Surf Day a visit? The event takes place this Saturday from 9:30 to 1:30 in Narragansett, Rhode Island, and features plug builders, rod builders, antique lures, and a whole lot more. Then up in Massachusetts, barring any major cold snap in the next couple of weeks, it doesn't look like there'll be much of an ice fishing season on the Cape this winter. But you know what? That's just fine, as there's still plenty of great fishing to be had. Cape Cod trout fishery doesn't really get talked about quite as often as it deserves, but this winter has really taken center stage with some downright awesome action on brown and rainbow trout. Also, for bycatch, many of the trouters are seeing an excellent catch as a smallmouth bass and even some trophy class pickerel, as well as crappie. And in regulation news, just end of last week, the New England Fishery Management Council submitted the following recommendation to the National Marine Fisheries Service for the 2017 Gulf of Maine cod and haddock regulations for recreational anglers. Now remember, at this time, this is just a recommendation, and the NMFS has the final say in the eventual regs. So it looks like for the Gulf of Maine cod, there will be 0 possession, no open season. Gulf of Maine haddock, they're looking at a 12 fish per person bag limit with a 17-inch minimum length and 2 closed seasons taking place September 17th through October 31st, and then next spring, March 1st, 2018 through April 14th, 2018. All right, well, there you have it. As always, I'm Toby Lapinski for the New England edition of the Fisherman magazine, wishing you tight lines if you head out onto the water this weekend.
The fishing news is brought to you by Interlux Marine Paint and Okuma.